Mm-hmm.
Okay, so today I spoke with my husband and two of my friends about
Mm-hmm.
the need for guidance. And the need for guidance in at least my life, and I feel like I can reflect on a conversation and in their life, comes from like you have to have a solution from a problem. Because first of all, why you got in a certain situation a lot of times is because of our own mind, and we have some sort of limited beliefs that we cannot break through, and we go into the loop of the same issue over and over and over again. And
I was
then
gonna
yeah,
we are limiting beliefs who limit ourselves, and then we suffer.
yes,
I
and
want
then we suffer, and then we seek for external guidance or internal guidance. And then
exactly.
we spoke about that, okay, external guidance, what it is like sometimes it's science, sometimes it's religion, sometimes it's spirituality, sometimes it is where people trying to do actually that's more of internal guidance. It's to tap into intuition, okay, like asking God within your heart, okay, what should I do now to take myself out of this? Because definitely the crisis or the problem or that we have comes also from that limited point of view that in the beginning created a problem, or maybe something external happened to you, but the way you reacted created a more problem. So therefore
Mm-hmm.
we seek for external guidance.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is that sometimes there's a difficult balance, and I felt that in the conversation that, for example, in religious guidance, there is too much guidance. Like
Mm-hmm.
you are basically not allowed to have intuition because intuition is considered mental speculation.
Mm-hmm.
And in that way, people get completely out of touch with themselves and
Mm-hmm.
whatever their emotional life is internally, it becomes gaslighted. It's like,
Right.
okay, I'm illusioned, or I have illusion, or I might be illusioned, or whatever I'm thinking or feeling might be just the mind and the
Mm-hmm.
speculation. So therefore, I'll just like take this external
Mm-hmm.
information and apply it.
And also, whatever the body feels,
Yeah,
it's all there illusion, because if body feels tired, no, no, you're not tired.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
ignore.
Y-
Basically, very rude
Basic
body
needs. Yeah,
needs.
you know, there was like back in the day when I was really, really hardcore spiritualist, I used to visit this temple on a hill
Mm-hmm.
in UK, and in the temple on a hill, they said that when they were like practicing the religious practice or the spiritual practice like 10, 15 years ago, they didn't
Mm-hmm.
have chairs because for them it looked like, and they believed that
Mm-hmm.
sitting down and resting is illusion, even though they would be run down. So they were so out of sync from their own human experience because of external guidance that they were breaking their minds and bodies, over the external guidance, and which is very safe. Then you have to not risk, you don't have to take any risk. You just take this external information, whatever it is. It's just I'm giving an example of when it's like overused, and you
Mm-hmm.
just like like train,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah,
But then
it's that you're healthy and young
yes,
and still have energy to do it. But
yeah,
then come to middle age where
hmm,
you cannot do it.
yeah,
You cannot follow external guidance.
yeah,
You follow the external guidance doesn't work for you, kind
yeah.
of.
And you know what I understood also, like let's say there is a reason why there are philosophers, because all these questions that we are now questioning on this podcast, they've been here around, for thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
And hence there were philosophers, hence there were spiritual people, hence there were like scientists even, because they question and they want to have answers. And but the problem with all of this is that, like when I'm thinking about, let's say, okay, so I want to get external some sort of guidance, and I'm a beginner, I'm a spiritual beginner, and I go start reading whatever books, Buddhist books or Hindu books or Christian. It doesn't matter. I start to read them and try to understand them, and the volume is crazy. Like
Mm-hmm.
I have to be a full on scientist to
Mm-hmm.
really get there, like with the intellectually, so intellectually definitely it cannot be done
You
because
know
it's
what?
just that the volume is too big.
You know, with that, like when the person, I think the volume could be reduced
Mm-hmm.
theoretically. If the person know who is he woman or man,
Mm-hmm.
is he Kamachari or he is sannyasi? If
Mm-hmm.
he is, as soon as the person understood that he is a mom of several
Mm-hmm.
children,
Yeah.
that she's monk, so
Yeah.
the rules gonna be different, or the rules gonna be reduced,
Mm-hmm.
or it's gonna be different life. But somehow in my time I didn't understood it. you
Yeah.
know
Yeah. Yeah.
Somehow I like all of the existing rules. I
Mm-hmm.
try to apply rules
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
because I
in a household life you are already overwhelmed. So if you're seeking for too much external guidance, you overwhelm yourself on the overwhelm.
exactly. Oh wait, Rukmini, I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
One before we went too far from it. So people have beliefs that limiting
Mm-hmm.
their experiences, and they kind of limit, so they tell themselves we cannot do this because we believe we cannot do it.
Mm-hmm.
They suffer from it,
Mm-hmm.
and then the external guidance to get out of their suffering. So hear me out. So they make problems themselves. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have problems to make problems,
Mm-hmm.
but the way out they want somebody. Do you
Mm-hmm.
understand?
Yeah.
So take responsibility of making problems. They took action to make a problem,
Mm-hmm.
but they want somebody else to take them up.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good, yes, I like this. I like this. This is a good thing. Yeah, it's
I
like diverting
but
responsibility. Yeah.
and I don't have answer for this.
Yeah, it's a very good point. It's a very good point. I'll come back to it. I have a
Mm-hmm,
little thought though. Like, okay, let's say intuition. So, okay,
mm-hmm,
so for you to know that your intuition is leading in the right direction, okay, you created a problem. Now you want to take responsibility to resolve the problem. And you
mm-hmm.
try to rely on your intuition and try to, like, because it's an individual problem, will have an individual solution. I believe
Right.
so. And then you try to, like, use this intuition as a tool. But then
Mm-hmm,
what I'm thinking is that it's like, to learn music, you
mm-hmm.
actually need to practice every day. And it's like science that takes 5, 7, 10 years of everyday practice to
And if you
actually develop.
and if you don't use it for 40 years or something.
Yeah, if you just took external all the time and then you didn't tap into yourself at all and you suppress everything what you feel and think, of course you didn't use it. But then on the other hand is like then you for some time you definitely gonna make mistakes. Like you may think it's your intuition, but it will
Mhm,
be your mind, or you think it's intuition, but it will be, I don't know, your limited belief, but I
mhm,
do think that it's like with everything in this life, when
mhm,
you use it properly and you try and you try and you try again, it works. But there has to
mhm.
be, like, even with the intuition, I feel like this has to be some sort of science of intuition and guidance. Like meditation maybe is one of them. I don't know, because it's like tapping into
Okay.
Paramatma. Paramatma is like God within your heart. That's the name in Sanskrit, but I feel like every every spiritual uh, like person will say it differently. They will say that God is in your heart,
Mhm.
yeah, and that this is guiding you. It will guide you through whatever is happening as an individual experience.
You know what I think about meditation is like sitting down
Uh-huh.
and and actively listening. So basically,
Mm-hmm.
not saying nothing, not asking something,
Mm-hmm.
uh, asking for solution, nothing. Just sitting quietly and
Observing the flow.
voice, just to
Yeah.
observing flow, but mostly listening your inner voice. What is he trying to say? Not the
Uh-huh.
mind, like this sudden thought,
Uh-huh.
this sudden thought that you hear somebody saying it, but it's like without sound,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just short sentence, and it's gone. It's not like mine start and do this, then that this, and do this, then
Mm-hmm.
what they, like it's just usually short sentence. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had couple times like this
Yeah.
experiences.
Yeah.
I really want
And
to listen.
something happens like in your skin. I feel like I had it, and a couple of times it's like heads, like here standing on this, like on
Mm-hmm.
the, on the
Mm-hmm.
skin. You know what? I was talking today with one lady, and it was like a heated conversation, but not in the sense that confrontational, but we like really went deep into something that, there was a young lady, and she was saying that she wants to have a spiritual family, and she really wants to have good spiritual man and good spiritual children.
Mm-hmm.
And this other lady said it doesn't exist. Nobody laid guidance that
Mm-hmm.
actually work for like people who have faith in God and want to have family. It's like it works if you are alone. Yeah, when you are alone,
Easier
uh,
when you're alone
yeah,
because you have to listen
you
only
go in
your.
the forest and you do your 6 hours, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But the actual guidance for the overwhelm, for overly mentally how is it called? Um, you know, mentally
Overwhelmed.
exhausted people who actually need help, physical help.
Very
Is
Turkmenian.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a
Mm-hmm.
family where the wife listens her intuition
Mm-hmm.
and talking to husband who listens his intuition?
Yeah.
So their intuitions to talk, and they have children
Mm-hmm.
who their intuition.
Mm-hmm.
Could it exist? Could it be real?
It could,
Could it?
but it
What?
could
How would
outside. I think it's only possible outside denomination though, or people have to hide it. You know,
they have to secret?
because I feel like in every um in a sense that this is a very subtle way of being. And people who have more gross, like perception of reality,
Mm-hmm.
and more material, they're better at material thing, and automatically they are more organized and so on and so on. And this kind of approach is actually very slow, and you might achieve less material results. And I feel like what happens is that then, in a sense, it becomes a proof that the thing you are doing doesn't work. And those people who have achieved more externally then become kind of a bully. See, like you then against basically all the system and all the religious practices and material way of life.
You know what I think? But maybe it is, but maybe at some level, because I know that biggest, um, for example, presidents of some countries, they use astrologers,
Mm-hmm.
and some parties, even some coaches of some teams, they calculate astrological events, and they even use magic to manipulate the subtle energy to get material results.
Mm-hmm.
So I think some level, when person is very powerful, we heard about like other leaders who were sketchy, who were like vegetarians, and they were sending their scientists. For example, one president in one country, he was sending scientists all over Nepal and India to find secrets of spiritual
Mm-hmm.
controlling the people. So people, I think, who are very materially advanced
Mm-hmm.
still believe in intuition, in a soul,
Mm-hmm.
and they are influenced by it. Even some people believe that even some wars they started calculated exactly in some kind of planetary conjunctions. They
Yeah.
are orchestrated. They're not
Mm-hmm.
just like come randomly. It's
Yeah.
all, like, so at some point.
Yeah, yeah. Even our the president from the country I'm from, like
Mhm.
one of the presidents, and I won't mention the country, were impeached because he had not because only of that, but he had a witch woman who was his guru. and guided him through political career, and it was a
Because
big scandal.
yeah, presidents hide their birth certificate, so people cannot calculate.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot calculate their date of birth, so they would be not so vulnerable. Because if people can read astrologically your your kind of natal map, it's kind of,
Mm-hmm.
it gives some strong sides and it gives also some vulnerable sides. So
Mm-hmm.
people who have really material resources, they do not want it. Yeah. Anyway, we went too deep into
Yeah.
magic, but it's like
Yeah.
subtle side, like spiritual side. There is a spiritual and material.
Mm-hmm.
I think people take it seriously. I think people, the more they have material things to lose or to
Mm-hmm.
gain, they
Mm-hmm.
take it into account and they
Yeah.
want to manipulate it.
Yeah. Yeah. In a
They want to.
sense. Yeah. Yeah. Or know how to, when back in the day I used to run this mantra center in UK.
Mm-hmm,
And one lady came to us and said, because she knew that there's like the subtle science of chanting mantras and so on and so on. And she asked us, how many mantras I have to chant to get a house.
mm-hmm,
And our chanting was not at all about that, but there is like, you can see, and she was not from a lower like path of life, walk of life. She was somebody whose husband had like an oil company. So it wasn't like just a random person from the street. She was a rich woman, but she was thinking, like she wanted to calculate
yeah.
in mantras, how many mantras does like real estate cost.
I'm surprised because like there was some of people that I know, they were part of this the essential oil company,
Hmm.
and their meetups they really talk about untraditional ways of increasing their sales,
Uh-huh.
how to increase your energy, how to attract people, how to like basically manipulate subtle
Yeah.
energies,
Hmm.
like to get more sales.
Yeah.
you know how you have to um, give yourself unrealistic goals, and this goal
Hmm.
gonna give you energy to keep
Yeah.
moving, keep selling.
Yeah,
And
that's
they
how net marketing is working. Everybody is on a high, like very high goal, like very energetic. The
and the,
eyes are square and
yeah,
yeah. Don't you think
yeah,
our spiritual goals are like that? Like is it not? Do we work like a net marketing? Because in a sense, like when, I
yes.
can tell you that for 10 years, I dedicated my life to follow a very strict external guidance of one like spiritual path, which is kind of it's very engaging. Let's put it
Mhm,
simply. And like I was getting sicker and sicker and lonelier and more miserable. And when I shared this, that I came to one person and I said, look, okay, I'm doing this according to this, and I'm like, it looks like externally like it, I do click like all the checklist. I'm
mhm.
there, like I'm on the top of it, but I'm miserable. Like I was so depressed and so unhappy that nobody could tell me that do this and you will become happy, because I would get like convulsions in my, or like a like eye tingling, twitching. and
You know,
and the person said that they answered, maybe you're not doing it right
or you're not doing enough,
or
I think.
enough. And it's
You
like,
should
is
do
it
more.
ever enough? Like when is gonna be enough, when I'm like half broken? you know so I feel
uh,
like it's like the very high standard, and the very high, this like idea was actually breaking me. And I want to bring this to your like
because
attention. I want to do a quoting, if you
yeah,
allow me.
yeah, yeah.
So with this,
Wait,
because
wait, I want to tell you something.
yeah,
Add to this, because you were following this, because you promised happiness,
yeah.
because you want somebody give you guidance, and if they give guidance, they will guide you somewhere better,
Mm-hmm.
kind of lead to something like the health condition. But it's not only this, because I was watching about very popular religion in US, in a
Mm-hmm.
state of Utah. And when I was watching about their ex people who participate in it,
Mm-hmm.
their spiritual life is so engaging. They are like, either they have to have, like volunteer, or every Wednesday, Friday in church, or
Mm-hmm.
like morning program, evening, then mission, then they have to do something. So they were basically engaged every day of the week. They have to go and do some kind of service
Mm-hmm.
there. It was full-time engagement, and I think it was purpose on purpose
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
to keep, like,
Don't
we
think, do a
all talk
lot, don't
about.
think.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
tap into intuition because everything you feel and think is crap. So just do a lot of doings. Yeah, so when
just.
I was, yeah, so this is the thing. When I was volunteering sometimes in this church or this temple in the weekends, you know what would happen? We would wake up at like 4 a.m. We would go to this, like, we would do the prayers and then everything. And then after that, we would do the cleaning. And after that, we would have a breakfast. And after that, we would do some service. And after that, we do another service. And it was a way to pay for our stay in a sense, that we do service so that we come and help and, like support and give our like free labor, and they give us the facility to connect, and to emerge ourselves and like get the real taste of being in this kind of different reality. But then,
Mhm,
in case we got tired, I did have some health problems there, like at that time in my life. And I did need some time to go and nap, or some time to just go for a walk, and some time to sit down. But they would chase us, they would call us because they would think that this is illusion, to have
mhm.
space or to have rest. And what I wanted to say is that because
Bas-
of these high expectations,
yeah, they didn't want you to listen to your.
yeah, and you get disconnected. You get really disconnected from yourself. And I wanted to, do you know Lev Tolstoy?
Yes, yes.
So I read a book about education, and it stuck. Like, I read it 7 years ago. And that was his quote. He said that you can only truly teach what you yourself understand and live. And a lot of
Mhm,
times when we seek for some sort of external guidance, it's theoretical. And I, for example, for myself, I realized that I can follow three things very
mhm.
well and truly live them, but I cannot follow 2,000 pages of information or 3,000 pages of information. I can do three things, but really deeply. And it's enough for me because I'm just a human. I cannot be on his high pitched energy, like net marketing energy, because that, in a sense, that it's like it breaking my psyche. I could start feeling that it's breaking and this dismantling.
Yes, yes. So in this sense, it reminds very much networking companies or these pyramids where you have to get, you know,
Mm-hmm.
more supporters and build pyramid. If you build pyramid yourself, and if you're gonna be on top of this pyramid,
Yeah,
that will feel good. But if you on the bottom of the pyramid, it will drain you, because that's the purpose of pyramid, to get resources from.
yeah. You become like a harvesting. Your energy gets harvested, and my father is like a yogi. Like
Mm-hmm.
a mystic, not even a yogi. Let's not say yogi, because yogi people start thinking he's somebody sitting smoking ganja. No, but he's a mystic, and from very old tradition. And he told me he tried the same meditations that I was doing a little bit here and there, and he said that this is soul harvesting. But he said that I felt at the moment I didn't want to accept it. But now, when I think about myself trying to heal from too much external guidance and too much of some sort of unnecessary things that I was practicing, now I see. Yes, there was like this on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. I saw there's a guy who has like his influencer, and he's like something XCAI or whatever. And he was saying that they used to hypnotize people, And when they
Mm-hmm.
hypnotize people, before they hypnotize people, they give them like useless things to do, like put your head here, look to the right, look to the left, open your arm, like lift your arm up, turn around. And this would make no sense. It's not necessary. It's not needed. But the reason why they do it is to put person into thinking that they have to submit. And they ask for these little minor nonsensical things to
Mm-hmm.
get the other person into submissive mode, into submission, so that later they can hypnotize. Because
Oh,
you cannot hypnotize unless you give a bunch of nonsense to do that you do, and you are busy with doing bunch of nonsense.
but did you know that most of the religions, I do not know, the most of the religions, they are sub. This is what
They meant to do with the chore.
any religion have to do. He have to submit of
Yeah,
any.
yeah.
It could be invented. I do not know. It's
This is an
you.
idea we can think about and talk later. I'm just sharing that a lot of times I feel like a lot of activities that I did and a lot of activities that I took out of my life at the moment
Mhm.
is because I found that they are not doing anything in my life. They are just taking time and space and mental load that we were talking about when we spoke about chores. It became another chore. Like I was looking for connection with the Supreme, but I got chores instead. And now I'm busy with the chore and
Mhm.
with another chore and
And
another,
you
like,
feel,
and it became like bunch of activities that exhaust me.
yeah, and then you feel guilty and like stupid.
Yeah, because I'm
Because-
stupid that I don't connect with attention 24/7.
And you can't even, and we can't even do all of these
Mm,
rules
yeah.
really. Really.
I can do
But,
attentively three things. And
mhm.
that's my
One thing,
level. And I'm very happy that I know my level. My level is I don't want to theorize. I want to experience truth and I want to experience connection and I want to experience guidance. And I want the guidance
oh yes,
run through me, through my experience and through my intuition and to accept it fully. But it cannot be too much. Sometimes it's just too
right.
much. It's just like it becomes just
Too much
I
work
don't
become.
know. Yeah.
Okay, Rukmini,
Yeah.
listen, you said important. You want to experience truth.
Mm-hmm.
So it came to, I was thinking about it. So what is soul? Soul have three characteristics, right? Satchitananda. It's a truth,
Mm-hmm.
it's happiness, and it's
Mm-hmm.
a knowledge. So
Mm-hmm.
you want to experience truth and happiness, which is
Mm-hmm.
already characteristics of your souls.
Yeah.
And knowing yourself, you get the knowledge.
Yeah.
So basically, you want to live from the soul because this is the nature of the soul,
Yeah.
Satchitananda.
Yeah.
Like, and the goal is we want to live from the soul and we want to experience it practically, not theoretically. you
Yes.
know we want to do it. So I think doing one thing, it should be very simple because truth has to set you free from
Mm-hmm.
every theory, right? They say like this.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be maybe one thing is enough.
Yeah.
Just listen and do what the soul tell you. And this is like so hard because today I was all day under the some material fog and I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
even hear my soul. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I was
Mm-hmm.
under material obligations and fog the whole day. In the
Mm-hmm.
morning I still maybe hear a little bit, and right now in the evening I kind of warm up
Mm-hmm.
to soul. But you want to live from the soul, and
Yeah.
actually true soul intuition, I feel it's all the same thing.
Yeah.
And happiness, and knowing something, like it's like I know I need to go and do something.
Mm-hmm.
It's an And you go and do it, and then you happy you did it, like,
Yeah.
or you unhappy that you didn't hear your intuition. I'll tell you something, like story. It's a small story. Like I was walking by our guinea pigs,
Mm-hmm.
and something told me I had a voice. Grab the camera, record them. And I say, what you mean? They've been living here for like several years. They're gonna be here tomorrow. Why? I do not want it. But somehow I asked my son to record it. Guess what's happened next day? Half of them was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard this clear voice. I never wanna record or make a pictures of any guinea pigs. But at that day,
Mm-hmm.
I heard a quiet, invisible voice do it.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, when I told you about podcast, I heard you have to talk with this person and you
Mm-hmm.
have to start talking.
Yeah.
Like, so I really wanna, I wish you and myself to continue
Yeah.
listening our soul. And can we have practical something except meditation? I mean, we need to do maybe every 30 minutes meditation or something,
Yeah.
to reconnect with soul. But can we do something practical to be in this flow?
Yeah. Uh,
So important.
Flow by itself is a state of loss of control, actually. Uh,
And
uh, yeah.
plugged
So
in,
when you start to try to control flow, the flow is gone.
and we're not doing anything practical to do it.
Yeah, no, the practical thing is that this is the space where you contemplate, not mentally speculate. You contemplate on very important aspects of human life and how we can come to some sort of synthesis between not being completely like Gnostic. You know, Gnostic when they say that you are enough as you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time we have to like, I feel like everybody seeks to be better, mostly. Like I
Mm-hmm.
seek to be better because I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that the conditioning that I have is perfect. I feel like I have to live on my vision and my truth and my values, and then if I live, I become a better person, like better version of ourselves. Yes, everybody wants to be better version of themselves. So
Said, wait, you
so
said you don't like conditions right now, conditioning, but
No, not I don't say that I lie. I don't like. I just think it's not like human
not open.
existence is not perfect. So I'm limited in a certain of my beliefs at the moment. After
Right.
5 years, I will maybe change those beliefs and become more free and
Okay.
more like open.
Okay, I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
What if it is possible that if you right now
Mm-hmm.
start living life that your soul telling you,
Yeah.
the rest of the things not gonna be even matter. And if
Yeah.
it's not matter, it's not in your focus, it means it doesn't exist.
No, that's why we are doing this podcast because I came to this point where I will live according to my soul. There's
Yay!
no doubt because I tried other way. And the
Yeah.
other way, we can
It's
say, we can gaslight. We can say, you did it wrong. Or we can
oh, yeah.
say, oh, the wrong recipe. Or you were not sincere. Oh man, I was sincere.
Mhm.
Believe me. You have to.
Fanatical.
Yeah,
Fanatical.
not even like fanatical in a sense, but I definitely had like the conviction in my heart and like a lot of realization and so on. But I was breaking myself into fitting into a certain type of individual,
Mm-hmm.
and that is for me was limiting too much. So yeah.
Exactly. I'll tell you something. I share something. So you were trying to mold yourself in certain individual. I'll tell
Yeah.
you what. I was trying to be normal all my life. I was trying to appear normal, act normal, do what normal person in my understanding do, and that was taking most of my energy.
Yeah.
I d- and
Hmm.
then I realized I do not have to even, like it's just not worth it, like, and
Hmm.
it's not needed,
Yeah.
and I can't maintain it,
Yeah.
and nobody care. So I'd rather be myself, which is listening my soul and acting what the soul telling me,
Yeah.
than trying to appear normal to surrounding people and even myself, where it's just a fake. It's not my mold,
Hmm. Yeah.
you know.
Sometimes people come and tell me that, oh, you have a natural acting talent. And then I
Mm-hmm.
think, no, I don't have a natural acting talent. I've been acting to be this person all my life. So I'm on a stage for the last couple of decades. It's a skill.
Always performing. So life is an art. You're artist. Real artist, he doesn't discriminate. Is it stage or not stage? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He can
So.
be a drama in kitchen or
Yeah. So I
hiding.
would say that so what I would like to conclude with is that
Mm-hmm.
we
Let's
put
con.
ourselves into problems most of the time, unless they are like real external happenings that happen. But the
Mhm.
misery, like emotional, psychological misery, is self inflicted, inflicted by limited beliefs. And when we are in that situation, we seek or should be seeking for some guidance. And the guidance can be a synthesis between external and internal, like spiritual science and intuition. Because if
Mhm.
it's one thing but not the other,
Mhm.
like it's hard to measure, is it gonna work? You can only like try.
Mhm.
And but if you take everything for like, if you take a spiritual knowledge and you make it into something that has no there's no nuances to it in application, it becomes like so fanatic and so unhealthy and so not organic that it's not going to help. It's going
You
to
have to
create another limited belief.
you have to check everything outside with your inside.
Yeah, because it
Check
will
on.
turn into limited belief, and then you will limit yourself further into one more limiting and limiting and limiting and limiting
Can
uh,
we how
system.
we talk limiting beliefs? How can we or we talk about it? Just listen intuition, and then can we just are we gonna be happy if we remove somehow limiting beliefs?
A limited belief is basically what I understand is just your way to protect yourself from pain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know,
Okay,
you
that.
created limited belief because there was a wound, uh, whatever it was in the childhood, not in the childhood. We are not like a trauma podcast, but limited belief was like it's a little box where you put your pain in. So, for example, simple example. So, I don't
Mm-hmm.
like to have a belly. And my
Mm-hmm.
limited beliefs tell me that I'm not gonna be loved because I have a little chubby belly. And it's a
Uh-huh.
limited belief. Because in reality, when I was a kid, I just wanted to be loved. And now I'm fault finding with external factors of me and, you know, putting that wounded little kid into the box of fat belly.
Uh-huh.
And now
Oh.
I have a problem with my belly. So I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to walk and I'm going to fast. But it's
Mm-hmm.
actually, I just wanted to be loved.
Right. And also about that about the people who love the bellies, who love.
Yeah, there are people who love the bellies and they even think that is better choice.
Yes, like some people really love it, and you
Hmm.
know,
Some more
be-
natural people.
yeah, I don't even know if natural, but some women's like when the his men have, for example, hairy belly.
Yes,
That
I
that's
heard
very nice.
about that.
Yeah, this woman. Yeah, so it's yeah, you need to think about others what they also like in a sense,
Yeah.
but I understood you from the it comes to other topic for our next podcast, some of next one
Hmm.
about I heard somewhere somebody told um ask a question about adults in this world.
Uh-huh.
Where to find adults in this world, where to find this like example of how to do stuff, Martin Luther King or another some great person. And this person answered him. He said, "There is no adults in this world. There is a
Hmm.
children with adult bodies. There is
Hmm.
not one grow up person
Yeah.
in this world." So even grandma, you ask grandma, some grandma, that she ask, "Oh, I feel young. My soul is young. It's just this body doesn't let them move."
Yeah.
Think, is it even possible to grow up and be adult? Like, for example, Krishna age is always 14.
Hmm.
Maybe our maximum peak of maturity is 14 years old.
Yeah.
Of our,
I that what I sometimes feel 14, most of the time
huh?
7, 8.
Yeah, I
Mm.
feel like 12.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Liliana.
Yes,
So let's
yes,
continue next
right.
time. So this
Yes,
one is gonna have two
yes, yes,
parts. So this one is our podcast number one, and the second podcast will be with the same topic discussed by my friends.
yes.
And if you guys, whoever are listening, you want to call us and record just like incognito your
Voice.
thoughts, like a voice memo, send a voice memo, or just have like this little podcast. We, no name calling, like no names will be dropped. Just
Awesome.
like you can tell us your like experience, because this podcast is about lived experience,
Yeah.
and we
I'm
can
actually
actually share it. Yeah.
yeah, I'm actually interested how people experience with listening their soul
Mm-hmm.
and go ahead and live in it because
Yeah. Yeah. Let's
it's
let's let's
it,
involve some people with this topic.
but there is no other way. Thank you
Mm-hmm.
so much, Guru.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
this
I'll stop
for
recording now.
this You know, in Orlando, there was some family opened a temple,
Uh-huh.
and they invited priest to live there. So the
Uh-huh.
priest just his family. So this
Uh-huh.
it's priest house and temple, and it's always clean.
Uh-huh. Because priest is
There's no
cleaning
idea
or
because the volunteers, the family, and it just has to be because it's a temple, but
uh-huh.
it's also a house.
Yeah.
That's the solution.
Yeah. Well, my solution for now is to put like a list
Yes.
on the fridge and put everybody's name on a chore. And if they
Mhm.
don't do it, it's okay. But then the
Take a
little
list
thing.